My phone's turned all the way up. Here.
Can you hear me now?
My phone's turned all the way up.
Oh, okay. Hey, Super TA, what's up? I guess my Bluetooth, I don't know. Yeah, so every single time I use this Streamlabs, something's different. So I don't know. It like completely changes everything every single time a minute. So probably just I have to reconnect my Bluetooth to it or change the audio. I don't know. So I guess I was talking a lot and you couldn't hear me. So hopefully it doesn't get too breezy or anything. Anyway, so hey, thanks for joining, man. And like now on Streamlabs, there's actually a viewer count. Ron, what's up? And now it didn't used to be, so it's weird. I don't understand Streamlabs, but anyway. So what I was saying when you couldn't hear anything, I was talking about why I haven't been on live for a while. It's just the Nebraska weather here is just abysmal. 2 inches today, nice. I got a bunch of rain last weekend. I don't even know anymore. I think a week after my last live, it rained for an entire week. That's when I planted my Bermuda. I'll show that to you in a little bit. But actually, that was probably like 2 weeks, 3. I don't even remember the last time I did a live. I don't know how long it's been. Regardless, yeah. So it's either been super cold, which I guess that's how long ago I did my last live. Super windy or raining. Anytime I have a chance to do a live, so I just haven't done it. You know, I've had time to do stuff in the lawn. But I'm not going to do a live while I'm actively doing something because then I can't see the chat, I can't talk to you guys, blah blah. Anyway, so 2 weeks ago I did some fertilizer back here. I did some 1801 at half rate. I did some feature at A rate. I don't even know what you're supposed to do with feature. I read the instructions, but I already forgot. So I just did like in 4 gallons of water. I did like 3/4 cup. I don't know if that's right or wrong. It looks fine. It didn't hurt anything. And then I did some mesotrione. And the reason I wanted to do that, I just did a blanket application. And I don't remember now. At the time, I thought I did it right. And then later on, I double checked and I did it wrong. But everything seems fine. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is just this, Ron, you're right. I think it is just this entire year. It's just weird everywhere. Like right now, it's like 52, 53 degrees. It's almost June. I mean, at the end of April, we had some snow for a minute. But then in like 2 days, we're back into the high 80s, even low 90s. So, sorry, I got a notification. I was trying to swipe away. So I need to kind of prep for that. But since it is cool right now, I am going to go ahead and do my second application of mesotrione in a blanket application about 14 days after the first one. Because I think it's 10 to 14 days after the first one is when you're supposed to do the second one. I have a bunch of bleached out spots, but I don't think any of it's sticking, except for areas that are obviously weeds, like clover. And like I said, I'll show you in a second. But that's what I'm doing today. So today I'm actually doing Aerate feature in mesotrione with surfactant. I don't know about doing the Aerate with this stuff. I just don't know, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I don't have that much Aerate left, so it's not even gonna be a full rate. But that's the plan. So that's why I got all this out. But 40. Wow. Okay, so it's just across the board. But like I said, about 2 weeks ago, I also seeded my Bermuda in that side. And I'll show you, it's a mess. The reason for that is I scarified the crap out of it. I put down some mole stuff which I think I talked about in the last live video I did. But I put down some mole stuff. I didn't see any more moles. I still haven't. No more mole tunnels, no more hills, nothing. So I decided to scarify to kind of smooth things out over in that section where I'm going to do the Bermuda. Plus, when I scarified back here last year, it made some really good, I don't know what you'd call them, lines for the seed to fall into, to kind of stick. And then that's all I did. there was hardly anything growing there at that point, so I did glyphosate those small sections. But this is a testament as to why you really need to glyphosate and then heavily water to ensure that everything that's growing is dead, or everything that's there is dead. Because look at it now. This is not Bermuda, this is just grass. Let me flip the camera here. Look at this. Weeds and grass. Look how tall all this crap is. This is some rye that I tried to seed last year, but I guess I just effectively, what do you call it, dormant seed? But look at this. This is just a huge mess. I do have Bermuda growing in, which I posted on Instagram. But it's hardly any coverage yet. And then this super cold spike dip. I don't know how that's going to affect it. But I had enough seed, Bermuda seed, to cover that area that I seeded twice. So if it doesn't work, I have more. And from what I've been talking to a couple people about seeding Bermuda, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna seed when it's, you know, high temps are in the 90s, stuff like that. So I might just try again if it doesn't work out, or I might just wait for whatever does germinate to grow up. The advice I got was wait till it's about an inch tall, which is obviously much different advice than cool season grass, so I'm glad I asked. But the advice I got was, yeah, wait for it to be about an inch tall and then start cutting it to get it to spread. So that's what I'm planning to do. And what I'm actually going to do is, when it's about an inch tall, I'm going to take my regular rotary mower and go over that section, set it at the highest notches, go over it, drop it down a notch, go over it, drop it down a notch, go over it, so I can clear out all that junk as much as possible. And then I'll take the real mower to it. And after I use my rotary mower, just in case I do get some Bermuda on it, I'm going to scrub the crap out of it, spray it out, all that junk. Yeah, okay, so that's that section. Looks like complete crap. I think it'll get there. I'm not too worried about it. I think because that is rye, as soon as we do start to get those hard, heavy temps, I think that's just going to knock out, and then that Bermuda is going to be able to take over pretty quick. So I'm not that worried about it, but it doesn't look great. Okay, and you saw the sprinklers probably. I do have those going 3 times a day. I think the first cycle is at 7, next cycle is at noon, and the next cycle is at like 5 or 6 p.m. So once the Bermuda once I see like maybe 50% coverage in germination, if I even get there, then I'm going to turn that to 2 cycles a day. Right now they go for 14 minutes a cycle, because I got 3 sprinklers on there. They each run for 14 minutes. I'm going to change that to, I think, maybe 20-ish minutes, and twice a day, and probably at like 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., and then maybe again at like 5 p.m. Anyway, that's a lot more information than anybody really cares about, but hey, that's too bad. Okay, let me give you a walk around here so you can see how everything's looking. Flip it a camera. So this area, which I believe I did show you before, it has really filled in. I took a comparison picture, and I'm gonna, that doesn't work. So I took an original picture, and this was basically completely dirt. And now all this is creeping over, and all this is creeping over, and spots are filling in. I did originally seed this, and then I used some compost to kind of encourage growth. I think that did end up working out at least a little. Like, all this is filling in really nice. I just need to be patient, which is not exactly something I'm known for. Still got some bare spots over here, but overall, you know, things are looking really good. See if I can get a good shot here. You can't really see it on camera, but like this section is like speckled with white. Here, there's a good chunk. See that? I don't know what that is. I honestly thought it was fescue, tall fescue, not fine, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if we can find some other sections like this. Oof, I should have taken pictures of this stuff, because that's like like a quarter of what it was at the beginning of the year. And then I got some other sections over here that are almost completely filled in. I'll have to like look up a comparison on another stream I did, but here's another one. It's almost completely filled in. Same with that. And these are just areas that didn't grow in with the seed I did last year because my sprinklers didn't have good coverage and I didn't know at the time. Or it seemed like they did and they just simply didn't. But overall, I mean, I think we're in the shade, so it's really hard to tell. Oh, you can see it on, okay. Well, I just can't see it on my camera. And I think it's just because, you know, I'm in the sun, so I'm seeing a lot of glare. But color's looking fantastic. And like I said, 2 weeks ago, I just used Feature and 1801. And since it was time for an actual feeding, I also did some Flagship. So, you know, it's looking dope. But yeah, I mean, really, there's not too many bad spots actually anymore. I got some of that crappy weed stuff, but that, as you can see, what is that? Is that actually clover? That's all a little bit bleached out, so I think this next round will knock it out. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to wait until fall and then get some clover killer. Husker's doing his thing over here. Yeah, man, these are... Every single time I look at this stuff, I'm always like, no, it looks terrible. But now that I'm actually looking and comparing, it's looking really good. Here's a plug I did, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago now. It's starting to spread, and it's really tall, but it's actually starting to spread a pretty decent amount. There's another plug I did, which is growing actually a lot. That's pretty significant. I'm shocked by that. And then I got my tiger lilies. I just ripped out all these weeds. Tiger lilies are coming in. Got some buds on here. Starting to grow in. And then the front, which doesn't look terrible. I don't know, probably about 2 weeks ago too, I did some Flagship here, and you can't really see the color coming through yet. But, I don't know, I think it'll start coming in. Nutsedge, oh, I have some really bad nutsedge over here on this hill. It's not coming in yet, but I always just let it go because I don't care about that hill. You might be able to see some flowers popping up on that hill because I seeded wildflowers over there. I don't even know when, but I'm just gonna let it all just grow and see what happens. I don't ever mow it until the end of the year, or really beginning of the year. Oh, and here, yeah, you can see all that clover. I did mesotrione in the back, obviously, and then also I had some extra in the backpack. Because this, I always say this is 4,000 square feet, but I think it's more closer to like 36 or 37. So then I always have extra, but so I sprayed it back here, which the color's looking good back here, back there, here, you know. But then the clover's knocking out, which is good. I hate clover. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm just not a fan of it in my lawn. Anyway, that's the update, I guess. Not really too much to show or talk about, which is another reason why I haven't been doing hardly any live videos. Oh, okay. But yeah, man, I don't even know what else to talk about. I haven't gotten anything to grill in a while. I just don't really think about it. But now that it's starting to warm up, I'm probably going to start doing some grilling videos, which are even less interesting. Anyway, what are you guys doing in your lawns? And I know Super TA just said he's doing nutsedge. He's gonna have to treat some nutsedge. He's tracked some down. What else? You know, what else are you guys doing? I always end up on these videos and these lives. I always end up just talking more than, you know, conversing. So I want to make sure I stop doing that so much. Yeah, like Jeremy, he always gets tons of people in there. He asks questions and they answer, and I see you, bird. The bird over there just watching me. So I want to do that more. You know, I want to get a little bit better at that. Anyway. Hard to get. getting sweaty. It may not be hot out here, but it's still as humid as hell. I don't know how many people are actually here, but I mean, who really cares? Anyway, I guess I'll just keep talking then. If somebody has anything they want to talk about or add or whatever, just pop in the chat. But I'm debating on if I want to turn up the Automower right now. It's set it to just under 1.5 inches. The actual notches are like millimeters. I don't remember. It's metric. And I don't remember what they are because they're just numbers with notches in between them. I think it's like each click is like 0.03 inches and each big click is 0.3 inches, but I can't remember. But I just know it's slightly under 1.5 inches because when I come back here with the Toro, it set it to 1.5 inches. It doesn't cut anything. So it's just under that. But I'm debating on if I want to turn it up. I mean, as you can see, I get shade back here for, I don't know, a decent amount of the day. It's not so much shade that grass isn't growing. Obviously, it's growing just fine. So it's not insanely shaded. But I get enough shade back here that I think it'll keep the grass cool. But I don't know, I'm still debating. Last year I didn't have so much Kentucky bluegrass back here. I had, spots here and there. But when I did my semi-renovation heavy overseed last year, I basically turned it all to, I just applied feature Thursday, around 2 ounces per 1K. Didn't notice much response. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I have heard that obviously the older your grass is, the darker it can get. But it did take, when I applied my feature, the first time I ever did it last year, I applied it with some T-Nex in the front. Well, I guess, and I did it in the back, because I wanted to slow the growth of the grass when I seeded. And with, I don't know why, but with the T-Nex I think I measured it more accurately or something, but with the T-Nex, it made my grass crazy dark like hours later. With this round, it didn't really do it as fast. It still did it, but maybe I just didn't measure right or something. But I mean, I just planted all this bluegrass in, which this is the GCI bluegrass. I think it's like either 3 or 4 different varieties or cultivars. So it's not even a year old yet. And it took on color pretty well. And Blue Bank is I mean, that's a what is it? Is it a gold star or a gold label? I just know it's like crazy certified and everything. So you would think that would take on color. I don't remember the rate of feature, so I couldn't tell you if that's. And it's folded in this bag right now, so I can't even read it. I don't want to take it out without gloves on because last time I did that, it completely stained my hands. And it smells terrible. It works, but God, it smells bad. I mean, just like RGS or Milorganite. Anyway, that's super weird. I don't know why that would not bring on color. But if you did it Thursday, I mean, I would wait like another day or two. I don't know. Anywho. Yeah, feature's getting really popular. I wish there was a little bit more information on the bag. I wish it was easier to mix. Like, I guess Prodiamine's the same way though. Hey Grace. Is what you've been told? Okay. 1 to 2 ounces by weight per 1 gallon of water. So it's like I'll let somebody else borrow my scale and I haven't grabbed it yet. So I just, just like Prodiamine, I hate that you have to weigh it by weight to figure out, what to do. I get it because it's, by volume is almost impossible. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I don't really like that much about doing things like granular Prodiamine or stuff like feature, because there's really no way to measure it without some sort of scale. So I just kind of wing it. In my Prodiamine video I did last year, I had my scale, and I ended up weighing it out and seeing how much that weight worked into, sorry, it looks like my Automower is trying to get stuck. How much that weight worked into a volume. So I think I ended up doing, for 4 gallons of water, I ended up doing like 2 teaspoons or something of prodiamine or something like that. I don't even remember. And I ended up doing the same thing last year with Feature as well, but I couldn't remember what it was. What's the Feature used for? Oh, it's like it's a 600 with some micronutrients, but it's mostly iron. That's the biggest purpose of it. I think the guy who created it would, which he told me, at least I think that's the guy who created it, the guy who had like created the site and stuff for it. I think it was primarily created to be used with plant growth regulator, since that can cause discoloration in grass. So when you use Feature with it, it causes just a very small growth boost, but then iron that won't stain 10%. Is it 10% iron? I thought it was more than that. I don't know, man. Here, I'll just show you the label, Grace. Yeah, so it does not stain concrete due to complete chelation of micronutrients. I can't really show you the label very well. Ah, come on, I'm gonna spill it. 600, got a bunch of micronutrients. It's a stable, blah blah blah. And part of the label, you can't even read it because of the way that they attach it on here. But it's, yeah, 6% ammoniacal nitrogen, 1% magnesium, 8% sulfur, 10% iron, and 2.5% chelated manganese. So yeah, it's just basically iron, to give you a dummy summary. Dummy from a dummy, not to a dummy, sorry. Let me make sure that's clear. Yeah, 1 to 2 ounces per 1,000 square feet, and sufficient water to cover, that's it. That's all I can read because of the label, or 1 to 2 bags per acre. So yeah, I think what I end up, when the taste is, oh man. So the first day I got it last year, I opened it. Look at that, already stayed on my fingers. First day I opened it, I thought it was going to be like, I didn't think it was going to be like a fine powder. I thought it was going to be more like a fine granule. Because when you feel a bag, I don't know, at the time it didn't feel like powder. So I opened it stupidly outside in the wind, and all of it went right into my mouth. And so the smell of it already smells like feet, but the taste of it is like feet covered in pennies. If that's a good summary. I'm sure TA over here can answer that. But yeah, the taste is awful, and it doesn't matter. You can brush your teeth. You can drink anything you want. The taste will stay there for at least, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours. But man, do your teeth get dark green, I'll tell you what. That's a joke. But anyway, yeah, it's awful. But it works really well. And like I said, I'm sure you can see, like a dirty penny. Yeah, like a penny that somebody kept in their shoes for like a week. Like workout shoes or like mowing shoes. Anyway, so for anybody else, I see that there's 4 people, now there's 3. I don't know how many people are actually in here, but I wanted to do a quick live. Sorry I haven't been on, but I'm going to do some aerate, some mesotrione, and some Feature. If anybody wants to chime in the chat, if I should not combine aerate with Feature and mesotrione, let me know. I don't know. I'm just going to do it and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? It kills my whole lawn. It's just lawn. I also don't think that's going to kill the whole lawn. Because I do know that, at least I've read, that aerate does have a high pH, so it can have an effect on different things that you combine it with, but I don't know if those things could be including Feature or mesotrione or surfactant or whatever. I also don't know if it would be a bad idea to put aerate in there, because I am also putting surfactant, and aerate needs to go to the soil rather than the leaf blade. The more I'm talking about it, the more I'm just convincing myself I probably shouldn't combine them, because I'm not planning to water I don't even know. Are you supposed to water in mesotrione? I don't remember. I'll figure it out. Last time I did read that mesotrione is rain safe or water safe or whatever after 6 hours. And just so happened 8 hours after I applied it 2 weeks ago, it rained a bunch. That's when it started raining for a week. But it still worked. So I don't know if I'm supposed to water it in or not. I could just read the label, and I probably will when I'm done with this live. I'm just not going to read a label on live. Anyway, I don't remember where I was going or where I started or anything really. Yeah. What are you guys doing to your lawn? You know, just tell me. Tell me, because I don't need to keep talking. It's just going to keep getting annoying for everybody. Oh yeah, surfactant I got is the Lawn Star stuff. As far as if it works, yeah, I guess I don't have anything to compare it to other than baby shampoo, which I also don't know if that did work. Anywho, so I think I guess I might as well just keep chatting unless somebody else pops in the chat. But I think this spring or this fall, I think I'm not going to do anything at all. I think I'm literally just going to put down some pre-emergent just to prevent anything that might pop up. You know, because there's a really good chance that we're going to have a freeze and a thaw and a freeze and a thaw and a freeze and a thaw. We're probably going to get snow like Halloween, and then we're probably going to go back in the 90s by Thanksgiving. So around probably beginning of October, I'm going to go ahead and put down a pre-emergent, some prodiamine at the full 6-month rate. I'm going to get my scale back. I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to let everything fill in, because this is all bluegrass, so it should just fill in, which I just showed you. It is filling in fairly well. I'm just going to wait. And then it'll rain all weekend. Oof. Yeah, like I said, we just had a week of rain, but we're not even supposed to get any more until maybe Wednesday. And then immediately after that, our temps are going back up into the 80s and 90s, which right now it's like 55, 56 maybe. Did you do any stripes, Grace? Did you do any like a double, single, or anything crazy? Yeah, I'm not going to try to overseed or anything like that. I think I need to chill out and just like let things do what they want to do instead of just constantly trying to push it more and more and more. It's just really easy to try to do that because you see all these other YouTube guys and all these other people just go out and they'll have like this crap going on, right? And then suddenly, and it's because of the way they edit and the way they film and stuff like that, they're not lying. They don't want to show you the whole process of like waiting for results, because that's not entertainment. That's just a boring video. So they'll show you a problem, and the next video they show you the results after having it fixed. And then so it makes you think. It's not too dissimilar from. Hey, okay. It's not too dissimilar from you know, like seeing like videos and clips and before and afters of people like, you know, going to the gym. Like you'll see a big, you know, somebody who's completely out of shape, and then the next picture is them completely in shape. So it's a little, I don't know. Single double lost in the sun. Oh, so that is the worst, isn't it? Anytime you have to like get it, you have to time your mowing absolutely perfect to get stripes, or you have to have, Ned, what's up, dude? You either have to have like a lawn that goes like north-south, so it makes it really easy, or you have to be mowing north-south or whatever, but then you have to pick the perfect time. It's so annoying. I don't get how some of these guys with their lawns, they're either picking the perfect time or, I don't know, man, but they always get perfect stripes, and I just can't do it. Oh yeah, TA, that's gonna be rough. I'm worried about keeping mine at 1.5 inches. Good luck to you. No, actually, that makes me wonder, should I go lower? I don't have irrigation, so I mean I have some sprinklers I can bring out to keep things cool, but to even get a 1/4 inch of water is running them for 20 minutes. Yeah, or even if the sun is, it doesn't even have to be in your face, but if it's like noon, for example. Oh, obviously that's going to make it hard because the stripes or the sun's never behind you. So you're just like trying to find lines, and depending on how high your grass is and how much you're cutting off. And the only time I actually can get really good stripes is when I'm actually breaking the 1/3 rule, because then I can really see where my lines are. Or like here in the back, I can mow north to south, so I can always see where my lines are. So I can get pretty good stripes back here. But another problem there is that stripes don't really stick because I don't have a roller or a striper, which I really want to get. And the Automower, like I said, cuts it like 1.3 inches when my mower goes to 1.5. So I either have to wait for I leave the Automower off for like a week and then come back here and mow to get stripes, or just not get stripes, which I don't know. I'm sorry I got some sniffles. This weather change, like 2 days ago, it was like 85, and then today it's 50. The weather change always messes with my sinuses. It's never pollen or anything like that. It's just always when the temperature changes. And you know, I'm sure a lot of people have it, but for sure in the Midwest, the humidity just goes all over the place. So it just makes it, I just get sniffly. Okay, I get so off track, man. I didn't have anything I was talking about. I was letting you guys talk. So, Ned, what have you done in your lawn lately? I'm actually gonna lean back because I want to. Whew. Oh yeah, talking about what I was going to do with this lawn this year. So both the front and the back, I'm not going to mess with them. This fall, when fall starts to hit and temps start to come down just at least below 85, I'm going to start knocking out weeds that I can't knock out right now. The Mesotrione I'm only applying to the backyard because I really don't have that much left, and if I use it in the front and the back, then I got to cover, you know, 11,000 square feet. Well, I guess like, you know, like 10,000 square feet, because over there I'm not treating with Mesotrione because I'm trying to grow Bermuda. But I'd have to do that, and it's hard walking with the backpack on that hill because I can't go north-south because that's up and down a steep part of the hill for sure. So I can't keep my pace, and then side to side is also really hard to keep pace, just because the lumps and the bumps. I really want to get that front regraded. I'm going to have to try cheater stripes. Well, so I've seen tons of people talk about cheater stripes, but what do you mean by cheater stripes? Because I know Lawn Tools, what he used to do was he would do a stripe actually cutting and then turn around and then do a stripe not cutting the grass and then turn around and just cut. But I've also seen people, they call them cheater stripes, where they just either turn off the blade on their mower or they just have their mower off and then they just push to get the weight there. Either way, I think they're both cheater stripes, right? Or you could just get like a lawn roller and just use that. I was thinking about doing that back here. Yeah, that would work, right? Some Carbon Pro G and fungicide. Carbon Pro G, is that the Miramichi Green stuff, or is that a different brand? Vinny, what's up, dude? Oh yeah. He says pugs are doing a good job. Yeah. See, I'm in that regard, I'm happy that I don't have a dog. Specifically, I don't think cats really ruin the lawn too much. But in that regard, I'm happy I don't have a dog. I wish I did have a dog, but I'm just not prepared. I got kids to take care of. I don't need another kid, basically. But pugs will ruin your lawn. Do they dig, or is just the bathroom part? Oh, Grace said, yeah, turn off the blade. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I wouldn't. I think a striper is just gonna make everything better. Have you tried to make your own, Grace, or considered buying one? Or I tried to make my own last year and it didn't work out too well. I cut the head off of a broom, or I unscrewed the head from a push broom, It just didn't have enough weight. I think this year I'm just going to go all out and get a real stripe kit. And I don't know if I'm going to go Toro or Lawn Striper or Big League, but I definitely want to get a real one and see how that actually works out. I think it'll work out great, but you know, I've never seen one that was like under $99 or $89, and it's just yeah, it's an investment and it's nice and stuff, but I don't know if it's worth it, you know. I still want to do it though. Oh, street broom will stripe also, but your neighbors might think you're crazy. A street broom, like a push broom? Or like just straight up using just a push broom yourself? I wouldn't do that. I'm too lazy, man. My Toro cycle has the Checkmate, but not my Time Master. Oh, Grace flexing with her Toros over here. So Grace, how is that Checkmate? I mean, you're probably gonna say it's great, but I've never heard anybody say Checkmate or Toro Striper or any of those are actually bad. They just have a preference of which one they prefer. Miramichi. Okay, so I thought that was Miramichi, but I wasn't sure. Half biochar, half compost. Oh, I think is that the same stuff that? I might be wrong, but I think that's what Sonny Bermuda used when he did his vertical mulching in his Bermuda. That was pretty cool. I'm very interested in trying something like vertical mulching. Now the Checkmate's heavy. Well, that's good. I would hope so. I actually looked into. I really wanted to make my own stripe kit with conveyor belt rollers, conveyor belt, you know, wheels, I guess, but not the kind that like where you have the metal conveyor belt with the wheels on top that the boxes scoot along, but the ones that have an actual belt, and then those wheels are what power the belt. Because I looked around at them and they have, you know, the bearings built into them, so they roll really well. So it'd be good for forward and reverse. But then there's obviously just a hole in the middle, so you can put a heavy rod right through it, and then just, you know, stack them until you get your width. But those aren't cheap, so it'd be the same. I added it up, and to make something like that, including everything you would need, would be about the same price as just buying one that's already made for that specific purpose. So I decided not to. Yeah, but let's see, where was I, or where were we? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I can't believe this live has already been on for almost 45 minutes. So probably about the 45-minute mark, I'm going to cut it off because I do want to get this done, and there's not really much else to really talk about. I mean, you guys can keep talking if you want. That's fine. Let me know. But yeah, speaking of the don't think I'll be able to turn it with a striper. Well, I guess, Grace, it depends on what kind of striper you get. So I don't remember if I'm thinking of the Toro or the Lawn Striper, or maybe the Checkmate. But I know one of those has like a pivot point, you know, where it hooks to the back of the mower with like a third wheel sort of deal. I know it's not actually or fifth wheel. I know it's not actually a fifth wheel, but like it has like a. Ron Henry uses it a lot. Okay, cool. Ron Henry. His channel's literally just Ron Henry, isn't it? No, wait, is it? I get a lot of people mixed up, man. Excuse me. But I know one of those lawn stripers has like a pivot point that makes it easy to turn, no matter how heavy your mower is. You guys can let me know which one is which if you can remember. I might be thinking of Lawn Striper itself, but that might be useful for a Time Master if it's already heavy. I was looking at getting a Time Master for the front, but I've just heard so many things about how heavy it is and how bad my moles were last year. I was like, if it's that heavy, first of all, it's going to be hard to go up and down the hill, and then second of all, if it's that heavy, it's going to get stuck in the mole tunnels, you know. I even have that problem with this recycler, and this thing is like crazy light. So yeah, I decided not to go with the Time Master. Plus, This was like $450, and the Time Master's like, you know, $1,100. That's a significant difference. So I was like, well, I could get a nice regular all-wheel drive mower, which made mowing the front is now just a breeze. You know, it's awesome. But then I can have enough money to also get a striper and also get maybe maybe some sort of reel mower. Turns out that was inaccurate. No such thing as a cheap reel mower or a powered reel mower. Eventually I'll get one. Allet is cool. I like their battery powered reel mowers. Still expensive as hell. I know that Sunjo also makes a reel mower. It's like it's a bunch of little tiny blades on a cylinder that spin and cut, rather than like, you know, like a regular reel mower. I don't know how effective it is. I know Brett's Grasscapades did a video on it, but I don't think it'll go low enough as far as I remember. And I want to keep the Bermuda. I'm going to start it at an inch and then go down from there to hopefully get it. I think I want to keep it at 3/4 of an inch, but I also don't know the best way to mow Bermuda. Toro Striper is 190. Whoa. Oh, for the Time Master? That's still ridiculous. Excuse me. That's outrageous. I know Toro has a name, so they can do that, but still. Also, I need to make a review video for this Toro, because I have a lot of problems with it. Not problems with it, but things that I think should not have ever really passed quality control. Like I said, the bagging is abysmal. Grace, how's your Toro recycler for bagging, if you ever even have used it for bagging? First of all, the bag is absolutely tiny, but then it barely picks anything up. Like once the bag is like half full, it just doesn't fill it anymore. Excuse me again, sorry. Got something on my throat here. And then another thing, when I have it on mulching mode, like the blue lever, you know, it's turned to mulch, still as I'm mowing, the back flap, you know, the little rubber flappy thing, that just gets covered in grass. And it's from the inside of the mower where the plug, which is just a flap, grass gets around it. I don't know. You would think that, like I said, wouldn't have passed quality control for a company like Toro. I know that me making a review video of that isn't going to do much, but still, at least people should know if that's something that's going to bother them. And I know it's one of the cheaper mowers at $450, but still, it's $450 for a mower. And I used to have a what was it, like a Push Cub Cadet, super cheap. It was like a $120 mower at Menards. They don't sell it anymore, but that thing also had sort of a flap system for bagging, but it was just, you know, that back hatch thing that you lift up to put the bag on, that just folded down or flapped down with some springs, just like all the other ones do, but then that blocked off and acted like a mulch plug. And that didn't do that, and that was a $120 mower. So for the fact that Toro does that, I don't know, it just bothers me. With a name like Toro, no issues with bagging, but I do get clippings in the flap area, and that's stupid. Why does it do that? Anyway, yeah, like I said, I'll make a video or something once I actually get back into making videos, which it's hard to do. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's like hundreds of lawn care YouTubers who all make the same videos. I think I've talked about this already, but whatever. And so I don't have anything else new to add to the conversation because they're already doing the same stuff. So I don't know. I might make some more videos later, but anywho, God, I really need to get something to drink, I think. I'm not going to. I'm not going to get up. But yeah, I don't know. It just bothers me about the Toro thing. But yeah, I really want to get some sort of either plug-in or battery powered or some sort of powered by something reel mower to handle that Bermuda once it gets going. I honestly don't know if I'm going to find one that's even going to be reasonably priced in my mind. I get why reel mowers are expensive because they're a specialty utility item they're not, you know, they're not priced like a regular mower that all homeowners are going to buy. But still, I'm hoping to find one that's a reasonably priced thing. But for now, I'll just use my push reel mower, which, thinking about it, shit, even that was $100. First squirrel coming down to talk to me. Yeah, Grace, I agree. I prefer the flap, but I still think it should have maybe some sort of seal or something. I don't know. I don't know how it would work, but that's not my job to figure out. That's their job. But at least it should not let grass go flying out of it. You know, it's just annoying. Yeah, I see it. Ned, I've seen a lot of that, but I know that at least some people have talked about it, that if you even add I don't know, I might be wrong, but I've just heard people talk that if you use a DIY striper on Toro stuff, then it technically voids your warranty. I might be wrong in thinking about somebody actually modifying the mower. But since this is the first brand new mower I've ever purchased, I want to keep the warranty as good as possible and not make any modifications or anything. So I don't think I would ever buy the Toro striper. I don't know. Who knows? Get out of here, bird. Yeah, I wanted to make the PVC one, but I just thought it, and I know I'm being picky, but I just thought it looked not great. So if I was going to make something, I'd want it to look a little sexier, which obviously means more money, which obviously means it'd be cheaper to just get a real striper. But, yeah. But, anyway. I really want to try to get a riding lawnmower. Costs about $25. Yeah, it's super cheap. I know that. I priced it all out last year, and I just didn't go for it. But I really want to try to get a riding mower for the front. But obviously, riding mowers are really expensive too. But I just think that would go really on brand, you know, for me to be lazy. Which I gotta find lazy ways to do everything. So I really want to find a way to. Easiest way, obviously, is a fertigation system, so I can lazily fertilize, or use RGS or whatever. The only problem with that is it's really easy to overdo it and underdo it, and you still have to move sprinklers. So I think in order for me to fulfill my laziness potential, I really need to get an irrigation system, and then I can hook fertigation into that. I'm thinking about some DIY irrigation systems with a. I know lots of people have done it. I think most famously was Jake the Lawn Kid. It seems like every time he makes a video, then that becomes like the standard. And anytime anybody else does the same video, even if they did it first, then they're just copying Jake the Lawn Kid. But again, just like Toro, he's got the name, he's got the followers, he's got the subscriptions. But you know how you can make those in-ground, above-ground sprinklers that are in the ground, but then their connection is a quick connect to a regular hose. So that way you can always leave your sprinklers in the right area. Well, I'm thinking about doing that, but I've discovered that if I use the Rainbird rotor, then I can actually put I can have a 1.5 gallon per minute nozzle, and then I can put 2 on a line, and I get really, really good coverage and distance. I think it's like 15 feet of spray, maybe 10. Of spray, so then I can do them like I don't know how to illustrate this, but so I would dig a trench from one to the other, place both of them in, connecting them with a regular funny pipe, down to like 8 inches, wherever that's actually going to sit, and then the actual connector to the other end. So one would obviously just terminate at the actual sprinkler, have a line running down with funny pipe to connect to the other one, and then the line that connects to that would be that line that pops up with a quick connect. And then I could have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 zones back here. That all I'd have to do is just come out with a quick connect to one, let it go for however long, maybe even stick a timer at the end of the hose. Then when I'm done, connect to the next one. But then I can actually have zones that make it really easy for me to water without having to move a sprinkler. I still have to move a hose, but I mean, I can have all of them in a quick connect here at the concrete at the patio, so I don't have to do anything. So that's something I'm considering. I'd have to like dig around the automower line or move it, which is not easy because it's buried. It's buried. It's only buried 2 inches, but it's buried in clay. So it's the concept of just moving it out of the way is not simple. But I don't know. I think I'd be able to figure that out. Not too hard or not too bad. Whatever. So that's something I'm thinking about doing. I would make a video on that, but I don't know. Anyway, starting to just go on ramblings here. Anyway, I did get a quote for an actual sprinkler irrigation system install, but this house was built in '65, and apparently they just decided let's use the smallest pipes for everything, for water in and water out. It's so annoying. I don't understand. So it comes into the house at it comes into the house, I think, either 3/4 or inch, but then it goes into the the water meter transfer thing, and then comes out of that at 1/2 inch through everything. So the guy was like, okay, what we'd have to do is put an outlet into your that would still connect, to your water meter and stuff. And we'd have to replace all of that, at least for the irrigation, to go to a 3/4 or an inch or whatever it comes into the house at, right? And then push that into a booster pump because my pressure is terrible. Push that into a booster pump and then out to an irrigation system. And just the plumbing and the booster pump is like $800,000. So I was a little bit apprehensive about that because I know I can just move a sprinkler around, and I'm not only am I lazy, but I'm cheap. But then he said my original quote was for the front and the back total, and the side and stuff, and he said it was like, I don't know, like 20 zones, which isn't crazy because, like I said, my pressure isn't great. Like 20 zones, and it was going to end up costing, and I'm going to include the plumbing and the booster pump in the back because his wasn't including that, but it's going to end up costing like $6,500 plus. Like I said, I'm just going to overestimate for $1,000 for the booster, so it's been like $7,500, $8,000 roughly. And then I said, what about just the back? And he said about $2,000, $2,500. So still looking at like $3,500 just for irrigation. I know for a fact that I could probably, I know for a fact that I could do all of the actual sprinkler install myself. I'm not worried about that. I would just like rent a Ditch Witch, and then I could figure out all my zones and stuff. But I would still have to have somebody come in here and install the booster pump and do the plumbing, which I wouldn't be comfortable doing because you have to have city shut off the water, and you have to, get it inspected and stuff because it's city water coming in into your house, and then you're modifying that. So again, I'm not 100% all of the rules and stuff like that, but I know I wouldn't be comfortable doing it. I'm fine doing some plumbing here and there. I can install a sink, I can do all that kind of crap, but I'm not willing to try to modify incoming water like that. Yeah, exactly, right? For that price, I would, yeah. I mean, it's definitely worth some just a little bit of effort to move hoses around compared to $3,500 to $8,000. But I did price out what an irrigation system would run me to buy and install, like the funny pipe, the sprinklers themselves, the nozzles, all that stuff, to just do it back here. And if I do it myself, it would run maybe $750, maybe $1,000. If something breaks or I do something wrong, plus the rental for the actual Ditch Witch, I added it up in roughly, and I always overestimate. Like if I know something is going to be $3.50, for example, I just say it's $4, right? Or if I know something's going to be $120, I just round it up to 150 because I'd rather have way more money than not enough. So yeah, about $1,000 is what I estimated to do a sprinkler install DIY here. and then plus add $1,000 for the plumbing and stuff. So $2,000, including renting a Ditch Witch for a whole day. That's not terrible, but I also have to consider the fact that I have to get around these stupid silver maple roots, and that would just be such a pain in the ass. That's not. I just don't want to deal with it. Anyway, whew, about an hour. Okay, well I think that's a good time to wrap it up, because I don't want to just sit here and blab all day long. I've already done enough of it here. I do want to say I appreciate you guys jumping on. That's pretty cool. I was thinking that since I haven't been on for so long, people just wouldn't jump on. But you did, and I appreciate that. And depending on how things go, maybe next weekend, I'll probably do another live. I'm hoping that Bermuda is going to start really popping off and growing in, especially with the warm temps coming back. Yeah, good to see you too, Grace, or hear from you, or actually see your text on the screen. You know what I mean. So if that Bermuda starts popping in, then yeah, I'll definitely do a live. If not, I'm not going to have much else to show you, so I probably won't. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. So thanks for jumping on, guys. I will see you next time I do a video. Bye.